Hey guys, Mike Mackerlane with another episode of Workout 101 on WorkoutCenter.com right here at Total Body Fitness Gym in Oak Park, California. Today we're going to be discussing an alternating chest fly or cable crossover. So as you can see here, I'm demonstrating the movement. This particular high cable crossover or high cable fly emphasizes the lower portions of the pec muscle fibers. We've gone over this movement in other episodes, okay? But today, I'm going to talk to you guys about the benefits of doing an alternating version versus a bilateral version, okay? There are differences when you're doing bilateral training. This is an example of bilateral training. It means both limbs, in this case the arms, are moving at the same time, okay? Which is the traditional way that most people train. When they think about pressing, doing flies, squatting, bicep curls, sometimes they do bilateral movements. And that's good, but what happens when you do bilateral movements is a lot of times you can have strength imbalances, which means one side might be pushing or pulling a little bit harder than the other. Therefore, you're getting a little bit of size difference between the muscles. There's not as much symmetry. In this case, we're talking about the pecs. So a lot of times if you look at your pecs or you look at yourself and you want equal sizes of your arms, your chest, your shoulders, doing bilateral training actually sometimes will continue to have you guys not have equality when it comes to either side of your body. How do you overcome that? Well, you do unilateral training. In this case, this is a little bit different because this is unilateral, but you're not focusing the entire motion on just one side. You're alternating it back and forth, which is a little bit more difficult, but I'll explain the reason why we do it. So as you come down here, start off with the cables in the downward position, nice and upright here, and as you come up to one side of your body, to a parallel position to where your arm is parallel with the floor, the hand is slightly bent, and as you come down, you're squeezing that pec down. And as you come down, you're maintaining the contracted state with this non-working arm here, and as you come up, squeezing the other side, and moving back and forth, okay? There's a reason why I'm doing it alternating, because I could do the same thing, unilateral movement, with just one arm, okay? The difference with alternating arms back and forth is a concept called time under tension. And what that means is, as you come down and you're in this contracted state, as you go up with this arm, as this pec is stretching, this pec is still firing. It's still contracted and it's still working. Even though it's not moving, it's in a contracted state. And research shows you're going to recruit more muscle fibers, you're going to burn more calories, and you're also going to get stronger, bigger muscles depending on the time under tension, which means the longer that this muscle is working, or the biceps or any muscle is working, whether it's being both stretched eccentrically and flexed concentrically depending on the muscle group, that muscle working is going to be torn down to where later on when you're at rest, you're going to be recruiting more muscle fibers. So as I'm doing this, it's a much harder movement because I'm coming down and starting this contracted state. So as I'm stretching and flexing the opposite arm, the one that is in the downward position is still flexed. So therefore, it's a harder exercise to do, which means you got to go a little bit lighter, but you're getting more benefits to the muscle because that muscle is under tension for a longer period of time. So this is a great movement to substitute in between if you are doing bilateral training. One of the movements that I like to do is I like to start out doing an alternating fly, high cable fly or crossover. When I get to muscle failure, then I move in to a bilateral movement. Now, I'm stronger because I'm not maintaining that position in a flexed state. My muscles are actually still firing, so they're still working. So what happens is that's almost like doing an overload principle, or excuse me, not an overload principle, but to where you're taking muscle failure beyond what you're normally used to doing, because you're just changing up the dynamics of the movement, okay? So this is the alternating high cable fly, using the cables and just alternating the arms back and forth. It's a great movement to try. If you guys want an exercise program or a workout program that uses this exercise in it in its entirety, to where you can see benefits from not just this movement, but a systematic way to follow a program throughout, log in, sign up, become members of the website, guys. It is free. There are optional upgrades which allow you to get advanced features, but that is what allows us to keep the lights on around here. If you guys have any questions, please ask me either on Facebook or in my Q&A section, which is under the community tab. Click on trainers, find me, ask me a question, I will answer. Until next time, guys, this is Mike McNerland with another episode of Workout 101 on workouttrainer.com, right here at Total Body Fitness Gym in Oak Park, California. Take care.